This is author MJ Munoz here with a 20-minute writing session update from February 15th, 2024. It's supposed to only be 10 minutes, but something happened and I ended up going 20 minutes, so I thought, I'll just stick with it. And what you're going to see here over the next 3 or so minutes is a condensed version of me writing for 20 minutes. And it's writing is rewriting, they say. And so that's what I have recorded here. And I figure I'll just be as open, I want to continue to be as open and transparent with my creative process as possible. So this is part of it. Not with any shame or trepidation or nervousness, I admit or tell you, you can plainly see if you looked at the beginning of this video, that I was using ChatGPT as part of my creative process. I actually, it was Claude. I'm using Claude AI. I pay for that, $20 a month, and I like it. I think it's a very good tool for me to use, and I, specifically in this instance, am using it I used it to generate abilities of Digimon-like character traits for them, something about their look, a lot of different things. I directed it to make them look a certain way, or to give me information about them. I'm currently writing a Grobug Tale book, and it's a chapter book, middle grade chapter book, or I guess it's a middle grade. And I have a character interaction that I need to make between these 4 Critterbot Guardians and this character Hopper, who's a Grobug who doesn't quite know he's a Grobug yet. And it's, anyway, I know Hopper fairly well because I've written him for a while, and I have a good sense of his personality and what he thinks and the way he is, although I'll also be showing him as he's kind of waking up in a new world with lost memories and not quite knowing who he is. So I needed to figure out who, I can be a little bit vague with who he is as I'm trying to figure that out, and I figure his personality will come out as he's interacting with these characters, the Critterbot Guardians. But I also, but I did not want to get stuck on figuring out who these Critterbot Guardians are. And as strange as this may sound, to some extent it doesn't really matter who they are. I'm not going to spend a lot of time developing these characters because I just need them to be characters to serve a purpose. And that purpose is to tell this little bit of the story to help texture and contextualize who Hopper is and what he's doing in this world and how they, as these guardians of this world, interact with him. And I know the broad strokes of it, but just, what are their specific personalities like and how do they interact with him? I don't know. I didn't know. So I asked Claude to help me with that, and it gave me some stock stuff. If you look at the beginning, you can see I'm revising a lot of what it put. It went a little too technical. It, wanted to talk about Cinder Stripe having like 3,000 degree flames coming out of his claws or whatever, and I thought, that's silly, I don't need that. I want to use like a more soft magic system. I don't need to know the particulars of how hot the flame is or whatever. And I want it to be simple. He shoots fireballs out of his mouth. He swipes at enemies while his claws are fiery or hot because his paw pads have flames coming out of them. He's got burners on his back that he can burst fuel from to like jet propel himself forward, and he can shoot out like a sticky. Well, he can shoot out a stream of stuff to make like a flame wall to either trap prey or to defend himself and whoever he's with and whoever he's protecting. So those are the things that matter, not the degree of the flame. And those are just silly, like fun Digimon-like abilities that were generated for this character who uses the element of fire and is in the shape of a tiger, even though he's like a cyborg-ish, sapient, human intelligence level type being, right? So yeah, I am refining all these ideas because I don't like some of them. I'm rejecting some of them, and you can see in the video process, or you can see in the process me rewriting that stuff to bring it more into alignment with what I want the tone of the story to be and how how I want it to be simpler. And what I'm going to do with this is refine it down to a point where it's a quick reference, which I also had Claude help me do, because I came up with, what are the abilities, what do they look like, what are their names, how are we going to develop them, blah, blah, blah. And I went through this whole iterative process, and then I said, okay, let's combine these into a quick guide for me to have to reference. And then it was too condensed, and I asked it to uncondense it, so it did, so it just expanded that stuff out, and now I'm editing that. That's what you're seeing on the screen if you're looking at that part. And it's, I don't know, it's good, it's interesting, it's very useful. I'm still putting in the creative work, I'm still making the character arcs, I'm still going to have to make these characters who they are, and I think it's really interesting. And the people who poo-poo AI assisted writing, that's fine. My wife doesn't want to do it at all, and I've told her that I'm doing this, and she's like, oh, that's kind of weird, why don't you just write it yourself? Well, because I am writing it myself. I just have a robot man, Franck is what I call him, to help me speed through these ideas. And the nice thing is I get to reject a lot of them and then come up with my own, and it's just it's almost like the Edison thing. If Thomas Edison had somebody helping him there who showed him how not to make a bunch of light bulbs, then he said, okay, fine, I won't go that path, I'll go another path. He would have gotten to the light bulb a little more quickly, I think. So that's what I feel like it's like. It's an amplifier of my ability and effort. So it's pretty cool. I'm digging it. And so I've got to keep plugging away at this book. This is actually, I intend on, it doesn't matter what I intend. It only matters what I do. So I will continue to work on this book and others, and I will update you on when they are released, when they're available, and you can find all that information over at mjmoners.com. As always, until next time, folks, take care, be well,